Thanks for stopping by my channel. I am Serge T. And in this video, I will be giving you my hot takes on each show that I watched this past week, a hot topic that has come out of each show. I watch Raw, Dynamite, SmackDown. Got no time for NXT or Collision or Rampage. So let's get into this video. This is actually a thing that I'm going to do every Sunday, barring pay-per-view from Dynamite. I mean, from AEW. Their pay-per-views are on Sundays. But this will be a regular occurrence every Sunday. And I take, like I said, one topic, one thing from each show that totally eclipsed the whole program. Now let's talk about the first thing, and that is Becky Lynch. We know that she won the World Heavyweight Championship, the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. She didn't win the World Heavyweight Championship. That would be something, wouldn't it? But she did, and people are asking, was she the right choice? You know, people want Liv. Liv should have won the championship. She should have won. It's many people say. But that would be too obvious going into that Royal Rumble. I mean that Battle Royal, which like I said in the past video I did, that it was well done. I enjoyed it. Normally I don't enjoy Battle Royals because you see the certain people that are there, and you know that one person's gonna win. And was that the situation? Yeah, but the way they executed it was fine. But like I said, why would you want that? I mean, it's like, yeah, there's a built-in feud, but with her and Rhea, she becomes a champion. She holds it until Rhea comes back, and then Rhea will, get her pound of flesh, what do you call that? Spill some blood on her way to getting back her title. But my thing is that maybe Liv should turn heel. She's already getting that type of a response. No one's cheering her. I think even when she comes in and you hear the very famous laugh that starts her, she says, "Watch me," right? And here she comes, and she comes in like this, and she's trying to be all playing to the crowd, but I don't think anybody's having it because Rhea Ripley is pretty much the baby face, even though she's a heel. The responses that she gets, people hated the fact that she had to give up the title, booing because it's like she had no choice but to lay the title on the mat, in the ring, and leave it. Maybe you have Liv become heel, right? And then she could be the one down the road that will take the title from Becky, right? Because Becky's probably not going to hold it long. She's just somebody who they trust that can carry that championship for the meantime, right? And then once she has that title, Liv beats Becky. How long is Rhea going to be out? About 9 months, maybe. So another like 6 months or so, maybe another 3 months. Becky will hold the title, and then Liv will have built up her heel persona. She totally embraces that persona, that heel persona, and then she can, by nefarious means, by underhanded tactics, she cheats and she beats what do you call it, Becky, for the title. Now here's something that just popped in my head. Bo Dallas. Definitely a likelihood, definitely a positivity. I mean, a possibility. And we've seen those, those signs and stuff like that. I mean, I remember I caught a QR code. That's a tongue twister. And that's the only thing that I saw. It was just jumbled letters. I didn't see, what has happened to that. But people have been posting up stuff and things like that. And sometimes it's hard to catch. But she is, from what I understand, is she is seeing Taylor Rotunda, who is Bo Dallas. Liv Morgan is. So you think she'll be a part of that faction of the Wyatt Six if they are coming, right? So she can have them behind her, and she has that aura, and she has that heel kind of thing going for her, and then she can go against Becky Lynch, and then she gets the title, and then she holds the title for some time, and then Rhea Ripley comes in. At this point, she might come in at the Royal Rumble. Who knows? Maybe Liv will hold that title till WrestleMania. Some people look at me like, what? Why? She doesn't have no. She doesn't deserve that spot. She could be a champion, but to hold it that long, if they play their cards right, WWE, and they do, put the damn machine behind her in the sense of making her that heel that Becky needs, in order for the title to be taken from Becky, And then, Becky could be thrown into the world of the Wyatt Six if Liv Morgan is going to be connected to that. I'm not saying she is. Alexa Bliss, is she coming back? She probably will be a part of that. They can make Liv Morgan have the Sister Abigail type of a double persona, right? And then once Rhea comes back, you can just imagine the roof blowing off the damn arena, the stadium, wherever she comes back, right? And she's going to be the triumphant returning babyface that is going to be needed for that feud. The feud is going to be even more elevated, especially now that the title is there. So people are saying live now. It's just like, how about you look into the future and see what is going to be the proper way of having them to feud. Like, they're not going to keep it on Becky and then they're going to relive a Becky versus Rhea feud. Rhea's not going to come back for Becky. She wants her title back, sure. And she even said, whoever has that championship, I'm coming back for blood. But she wants to go after Liv. So why are you going to put the title on Becky until Rhea comes back? But then where does that put Liv when they already have a reason to collide in the ring? Right? Because Liv Morgan is the one that took her out, took Rhea Ripley out. But, people are saying, even Liv has brought that up. She says, why is people mad at me when, look at what Rhea did to me. She's the one that took me out, so I took her out. But it's like, Liv, people love mommy. They love Rhea. Yes, you have your stands out there. You have your very, very, just like ultimate fans, people that love you. But it's like the look of the feel of the crowd and in arenas that they've been in, they haven't been very, very like over the top cheering for her. It's more a sense of Rhea. So why not just pull the trigger and make Rhea a full-blown babyface and then Liv, turn her to the dark side, if you will, and become the heel that Rhea needs, the counter to her popularity, I guess you can say, because it's like you're not going to take that from her. She's already there, and they're not going to. You got to do something drastic to make Rhea be hated as a heel. Nobody wants that. People will love her, and not even love her as a babyface or a heel. They just love her, the way she comes off. She's a tweener. She's in between. She's not even really a specific babyface or heel. She's just right in the middle, and she's just playing her character and doing well. So, is Becky Lynch, going back to that question, was she the right choice? For now, sure. That gives Liv Morgan a reason to be like bitter, angry. She hates Becky Lynch, Rhea, for what she did, right? And then people are reacting to her. She should bring that out too. That how come the crowd is turning on me, and why are you guys behind Rhea? Don't you remember what she did to me and took me out for how many months, missed my career and stuff like that? And then she has an issue also with Becky, because Becky, remember what she said that one time? She said, it always has to be about you, right? Like when she was wrestling Nia Jax. Was it Nia Jax, right? And then in comes Rhea to mess it up. I think she was wrestling. I don't know. But wherever she was wrestling, I don't know, Nia or is it Rhea? But I believe it was Nia. And she, Becky came in and interfered and caused the match. And then, Liv Morgan did that the next week. And pretty much we're like, yeah, we're even. But then at the same time, she from that point on now has a problem with Becky Lynch. So that right there plays into it too. You know, people want a quick fix. They want something to happen now. You can't do that. WWE, even AEW and all these other damn, wrestling promotions are all about building stories. I mean, some of them that I mentioned, they're not, but WWE, they're pretty damn good at building stories, and people have to understand that that's what wrestling's all about. It's not, let's have it now. It's like, they got to build towards it. There's something behind it. If that entered my mind, then why didn't it enter anybody else's mind? I'm sure there's those whose mind it entered. Like, that's what they're doing. You notice how it kind of connects? Becky Lynch actually does have a connection to these two ladies, Liv and Rhea. Liv has a problem with Becky Lynch always making it about herself and thinking about herself above others when she, you know what I mean? Like, and then Rhea says she's going to go after whoever has the belt. And she may target Becky coming back, but Becky is going to have the title that long. I'm guaranteeing you she's going to drop it to Liv. If I'm thinking the way, if I was in charge, I would do that. Then you have her slowly but surely get resentful, resent the fans, wondering why you guys are booing me, or you guys aren't behind me, but you're behind the person that took me out. I did what I did because that's why I got this revenge tour going, because of her, because of Rhea Ripley. So it all connects. It all does, And that Monday Night Raw that she won the title, it's like, for the meantime, that's what was needed to be done. And if they're going this way, by the way that I'm thinking and the way that I would do it, it's going to all make sense. Yes, you guys want Liv Morgan to be champion. When she became SmackDown champion, I was very, very happy for her. I love her. She's really great for WWE. She's really great for wrestling. She's really great for like a women's division, where she has that absolute baby face, this vibe about her, and everybody loves her. The kids, I'm sure the little girls are going to want to be like her when they grow up, maybe even be inspired to be a wrestler because of her, because she's been inspired by other people growing up as a child into like adulthood, and she said, I'm going to be a wrestler when she was a kid, I'm sure, right? So there's been right there, and then she's perfect for it. But you imagine if she flipped the script and she becomes a heel, because like I said, there's no getting around Rhea Ripley being more well received or more, like received as a babyface than Liv. Liv's gonna have to slowly turn to the dark side. I think it would be perfect for her to align herself with Taylor Rotunda, who is Uncle Howdy, and that's going to facilitate her heel turn, and they'll be behind her when she. You imagine she's going after Becky Lynch, and then all this craziness, the Wyatt Six all around Becky Lynch. She's totally confused and kind of probably scared, and she's like, terrified what's going on, and then then what do you call it, plays mind games with her, Liv, and then but that's a pretty much a very, very like just maybe throwing darts at the at the throwing things at that dartboard to see what's which idea, what I mean, but it's something. It actually makes sense. It's what I would do if I was in charge. But that's all it is, Just like Becky Lynch, like I said, was she the right choice? I said for the meantime, yeah, because it does connect to Liv, and then you can have a thing where from Liv and then it goes to Rhea. It's just like it's going around, like it's at least they have something to do with each other. It's not like other things where it's like, what the hell does this person have to do with this person? People go, well, why did Becky win again? This is her 7th title, but it's like there's a reason. And like I said, if I was the one in charge, this is how I would go. Now, let's move on. I brought this up before, but there's some other things that have been added to this thing. And that's Tony Khan. On Dynamite, we saw him take a bump. We saw him get hit in the gut with a mic by Jack Perry. We thought that Jack Perry wanted to shake his hand and be taken back into the fold, into the family of AEW. And then what does he do? He takes out TK with a damn. Didn't take him out, but set him up, right? Set him up for the eventual turn of the EVPs, that is being Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. They come out and they stop Jack, and then they're picking him up, and they have each of them have TK's hand, right, or outstretched, and you know that when they do that, EVP trigger follows. They didn't do that, but what do they do? Matthew puts him in a power driving position, tombstone style, and then forward 450 spin off the damn second rope, and like I said, totally misses. But I'm sure they're trying to protect him. There's people that are saying that when he get the power driver, he's about 2 feet off the ground. Not even his afro-y hair didn't even touch the ground. But I'm like going, that's how it is. Taker has done that. That's how you protect people. But you should still at least connect with the damn, when you come off the rope, and you at least put your hand on the person's feet or something to kind of, because that's the thing. That's a double team move. You're assisting the person doing the pile driver. Then boom, right? And then he gets laid out, looking like, he's like totally stiff bodied and flat laid out. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't like arms over here, and he's like this and stuff, because he just got knocked. But he got knocked out perfect, and he's just laying out straight, flat, rigid, like rigor mortis just sit in and stuff like that. Sat in with him and all that stuff. And then of course the bewildered wrestlers backstage wondering what happened when you weren't watching. You weren't watching on the damn screen. You weren't in Gorilla. You weren't looking. His dad came out, looked more convincing as a worried person than anything, right? And of course he's worried. That's his son. Now I went over that on Wednesday, for Dynamite anyway. It was like Friday when I posted, or Saturday. Busy. I am in my life, so sometimes I can't get to it right away. But that's that. But then I'm looking. You look around and you're on YouTube, and then you see damn thumbnails and stuff, and then you see Tony Khan at the NFL draft for Jacksonville Jaguars in a damn neck brace. Well, at least I gotta hand it to TK. Keep kayfabe alive. We have to keep our storyline, realistic like that, But the thing about TK, watching other videos and watching, people talking about this and stuff, and they're like, he was still looking around with a neck brace. He was turning his head. And he was smiling. Like, you think he would be smiling when you just got pile driven, the people turned on you, your own EVPs, right? And then you're there smiling. Why are you there smiling? It's just like he is embarrassing to his company. He's embarrassing his company, his brand, and his product. It's just like you're going out there and you're trying to, give that to him. He's trying to keep that kayfabe alive. He's trying to keep the damn storyline going. But football has nothing to do with wrestling. TK, we would be forgiving if you went there without the neck brace. We would say, well, didn't he just get power driven? But why is he there? All that. We'll be like, okay, that is the NFL. That is his dad owns the company. He owns the team, the Jacksonville Jaguars and all that stuff. And he's a part of that. I read, and I thought he was the president, but someone else is the president. Is he? What is Tony Khan to the damn Jacksonville Jaguars? Is he the damn head of something there, recruiting or whatever? I don't know. I thought he was the president, but then I looked it up and someone else was the president. Maybe that wasn't updated. I don't know. But it's like he could have went there and just acted, because, hello, wrestling's fake, right? Yeah, people say. So why would he want to keep the damn storyline going in a real world there with football that has nothing to do with thing? And I hate saying fake, because I was just saying that that's why I put the quotes, because it's something like, I know it's not fake. Things are scripted, like we always say, predetermined. Yes. But the thing about it, though, is that when you're going to a thing, you'll look like a fool. You got a neck brace on there. Someone's going to go, why do you have a neck brace on, Tony? Oh, because I got pile driven and, on my program there in the AEW wrestling, so I got to keep it going. And I'm pretty sure some of them were like, Okay, sure. And then some people are going, why the fuck does he have a damn neck brace on? That's wrestling. And some of them there are saying that the wrestling's not real. Why was he trying to make a thing? And I'd be like, why aren't you doing that in your company, in wrestling, in AEW? Keep it there. It looks silly, dude. It looks dumb. It'd be the equivalent of somebody being beat up in like an action movie, right? And then he goes to the damn premiere with all the makeup on of how he looked like after he got beat up. The hero, the superhero, they get bruised up, right? And all that stuff. It'd be like that. Like he goes there in his costume, it's ripped here, there's a cut here and all that stuff, and he's just there like this. And then people are gonna look at him like, oh, hey, dude, this is real life. This is the premiere. That's the movie. How come you're still dressed up like that? Why do you got that makeup on? You know what I mean? It's just like with him. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it going. And I'm like, that's the NFL draft. Like, people are gonna look at that and go, this is serious business. We're looking for the future of the NFL with recruiting from college and whatnot. And then this guy comes in like a goof with the damn neck brace on. And like he doesn't even go, yeah, oh, yeah. Can you repeat what you said? And like that. And like, but he's like smiling and looking like this, and I'm like, what is wrong with this guy? Does he understand the concept of pro wrestling, kayfabe, shoot, all this other stuff, right? There's people out there saying that he really doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Like he doesn't even know how to be a heel, if he has to turn heel, or even be an on-screen character. I mean, lest we forget, there was that one time where he got emotional and he he called out Kenny Omega, and he's in the ring. And he was all emotional and near tears and going, Kenny Omega, whatever he was saying to Kenny. And it was so bad. It was so overacted. And it was so just, it proved. And he even said before that, I remember, that I'm not going to be an on-screen guy. I'm going to stay behind the scenes. And I'm like going, maybe you should stay behind the scenes because you're awful in that segment. It was a while ago, maybe a couple years ago. So I kind of trying to remember the specifics of it, but I know that's what he did, and that's how he came off. Really bad. People saying that he should take an acting class. He should, invest in that. I mean, he's rich enough. He can get the best damn tutors out there, the best damn acting coaches, and at least let him teach him how to react and how to act and how to, whatever emotions he needs to bring out and not go overboard. Bring it to this level, not over here. Bring it down to this level when you're reacting to a situation, But the fact that he did that, it's just like, why? Why are you doing that? Why are you, okay, you can go to the damn NFL draft. That's, your dad owns a company in Jacksonville Jaguars. That's part of your family and all that stuff. But it's like, keep the damn wrestling shit out of there. Like, it's like, that's real, like, life. That's a professional sport that doesn't dwell in damn sports entertainment and all that stuff. There's some people that probably come out and they try to emulate an entrance of a wrestler, but they don't do that on the game day. They don't do that on that stuff. This is serious business when it comes to the draft, right? NFL draft. I mean, that's serious business. So I don't know why he did that. And this is on the heels of that embarrassing, showing the damn backstage footage from All In, and then it was a bust. People were cheering when Jack came back, but it's just like, how the Mark crowd is now, where it's just like, and I don't know why I say Mark, because it doesn't, but it's just like, it's that crowd that thinks they know more, especially the smart marks. They think they know, they have to show you the history of this like that. Oh, the statistics. Oh, in this year, this isn't what you did. It was this year, like this, all that stuff like that. So they're the ones that also will, when they go to the damn, what is the word for that? What is the phrase? Is it the mark? When those guys that go there and they don't know when to cheer, when to boo, what right chant to have for a certain wrestler or a certain time. Don't say this is awesome when someone takes a shit in the middle of the damn ring. you know, metaphorically. I'm not saying, but there's people out there that would do that. You do whatever you do in the ring, they're gonna say this is awesome, or they're gonna say fight forever. You know, someone drinks a beer, we're not worthy or whatever. It's just like they don't know when to, you know what I'm saying. So I don't know. It's just one of those things, and I just wish that these guys would get their act together. AEW. I seem like in a lot of videos I always go after them, but it's just like I go after WWE too, and I'm about to go after them the next. Talk about a draft, right? NFL draft. Let's talk about the WWE draft for 2024 that happened this past Friday, night one. Now, was it successful, or was it the same old shit? Some people say it was the same old shit. Some people are out there with the thumbnails, a bust. It was boring. Like I said, same old shit. Now, I was hoping that they would do something different. And I've said it before in my videos. And for those of you who are stumbling onto this video for the first time, what I said was they should do it a la the NFL. You don't have to, but at least it'll do something. You don't draft, like I said, from show to show, from brand to brand. It's just like in the NFL. They don't draft from other teams. They trade, right? They draft from college. They draft from other leagues out there in the world. WWE should do that. The indies, right? Draft from the indies. Draft from other promotions, from other people that are just about to be out the damn door, or they're already out the door of that other company, or they're just languishing. So I don't think they have any kind of a contract or any kind of a thing where they're stuck with a promotion when it comes to indies. I think the indies, they just go from place to place, and who knows if they really do sign them to a lengthy contract, maybe for a couple of for appearances' sake, right? That's how they should do it. But then I was thinking when I was watching this draft, where a majority of them, maybe almost 80% maybe, of the guy people stayed on their brand. That's another thing. Why would you draft someone to stay to your brand? Like, aren't you trying to go outside of it and maybe go to NXT, go to Raw if you're SmackDown? I get it if you're trying to keep your stars. That does make sense. But I don't know why. It's like, also, I'm thinking that because you saw you saw the Alpha Academy, and then you saw who else? Oh, the Bloodline. All members got drafted to a brand. I'm thinking, how come you don't shake shit up and remove somebody from a group and draft them to someone else, to another brand, right? Why I say that is because, let's just say there is somebody that's on the cusp of being a singles superstar, right? All the heat that Dominic draws, whether it be fabricated through audio or genuinely people are booing his ass. A lot of people, even Taker, I watched his 6 Feet Under podcast, and even he said that there's nobody, even the co-host that's with him, nobody ever that's had that type of heat in a long ass time. And it's true. Because people have to care to give you that much heat. If you don't give a fuck about you, they'll be quiet. And Dominic has never seen that go down. He's never seen it go away, that type of heat, right? It's just like it's there every time. And yes, it's fun to boo him because he is a absolute brat. He's a damn, just a, what do you call it? A son who just, turned his back on his damn dad, and he's so like just, you want to smack him, right? You want to just slap the taste out of his mouth because he just annoys you, And Ray is so beloved, his dad. That's why we're mad too at him. That's why we want to boo his ass, right? You imagine they remove him, right? Put him on another brand. And then they're going to say, let's see how he does as a heel on his own, right? And then in a year, the next draft, they'll reunite them. If the group's still together, they'll come back. They could have did that with, what do you call it, with Damian Priest. He's becoming overbearing now. Since Mommy has left, since Rhea left, he is now the pseudo self-appointed now, I guess, leader. The way he talks, the way he chastises these guys and berates them. He's like a damn self-appointed leader, like a dictator. You imagine you take that heat that he has, this personality and all that stuff, separate him from the Judgment Day. He goes to another brand, and then he can't do it because, of course, the champions are protected, so they're going to stay on their brand. But you imagine if they didn't protect the champions and he put them over there, or put them on another brand, right? That's a good way to also gauge if these guys are legit, can be on their own, legitimately, right? Don't just take the whole group and put them over, and then you draft them to other brand, or you keep them on the brand that they're on right now. Chad Gable, like with Alpha Academy, they could have easily say, okay, now we really want to see if he can carry, storyline on his own. Like he can be a guy who's going to be a champion in the future. Let's put him on the other brand. Goes to SmackDown, he go after the U.S. title, stays on Raw, and he goes after the, what do you call it? The Intercontinental title. It's like, just it makes you think that WWE, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's the first year, but they really, really did. I'd say they fumbled, because it's just the same. Yeah, Randy Orton's a big name. He gets drafted the first night. Really? Doesn't really mean anything. Ricochet. He's top upper mid card at best. Was that exciting that he got drafted? Bianca Belair, the overall number 1 draft, right? What's that gonna do? Her and Jade are gonna challenge for the women's tag team titles. Good for them. I'm pretty sure they're not going to move Jade. Jade's gonna stay with Bianca. They're gonna go after the tag team titles. Doesn't matter what brand, because of the fact that the tag team titles go from brand to brand. Even if Jade were to stay on and go on another brand, whatever, they'll still probably be tag team just for that. And then when they win the titles, it doesn't matter anyways, because if they won the titles, even if they're on separate brands, each of them, they can go from side to side. So it's like, it doesn't matter, because, and that's the thing that I've always been saying. Are they going to go after the tag team titles? And then we find out. But the draft needed to change. At least something. Maybe not the what do you call it? The blueprint from the NFL, using their blueprint, but something else. Isn't there any other places where they do this and you can kind of take it from them and at least tweak it and make it your own? Like, they need to do that. It's like crazy that after all this time, and Triple H is in charge, and yet it's still the same old way. Like I said, you don't draft from brand to brand. It doesn't make sense. You draft from when it comes to wrestling, you draft from the damn indies. You draft from NXT. Let NXT still be the thing. And then they did do that. That was actually an element of like shaking stuff up, because you got somebody from thing. You got Carmelo Hayes. You got Braun Breaker. You got Kiana James. Braun Breaker, don't know if he was officially. He was signed to SmackDown, right? I believe, and then he's on Raw now, if I'm not mistaken. But still, Carmelo Hayes just made appearances. He wasn't, officially. Keanu James hasn't sniffed the main roster, not even an appearance. Roxanne Perez made appearances on Raw, SmackDown, Royal Rumble, right? Thing like that, So she's got her taste of the, the main roster. She's still going to be on there. She's the NXT Women's Champion, so they ain't going to move her yet. They could. I mean, she could easily just come over with the title and then they're just going to give it up, or stuff like that, right? Like they did that before. I believe that's what it was, right? And then Indy Hartwell won that. What was that match? Was it when NXT, it was a ladder match, I think, when she won it. But there's a lot of things they could do. They could have did with this draft. You know, and in the end, when I look at it, it's like, yeah, they kind of did fumble it. And I hope that this is just their way of one more time with this format, and then next time the format. I don't know when they're going to do the draft. There might be maybe a bi-yearly. How do you say that? Every 6 months? Is that bi-yearly? I don't know. I'm trying to think. Every 6 months. Maybe another 6 months from now they're gonna this for now, and then like towards the end of the year they're gonna do another one. I don't know. I think they want to let it languish a little bit, and let it sit for a bit, let it simmer, right? And then for a whole year, and then I mean, if I were doing in charge of this, man, it's like after WrestleMania, do a damn draft. Do a draft that way, right? That way you can still do the whole thing of like, oh my god, surprises after WrestleMania, right? Like you draft somebody that no one expected. Like look at Julia, right? The one that they just signed. She's on NXT, but during their pay per view, during the PLA for NXT, she shows up. They have the camera on her. William Regal's sitting right next to her, and it's like it's amazing. It's really like an amazing type of response that she had. It was just like she was legitimately like going like, holy crap, like wow, like when people cheered her, and she probably didn't expect anybody to really know who she was, maybe a few, but people were positive in receiving her, and she's like, wow, like you can hear her, but you can see them, you can read her lips. She's like, wow, like she was really, You imagine if like she was not signed yet. Let's say they were interested. They say, you know what, we're gonna come, like her and some other people they're interested and they're free agents. They can get signed to whomever, right? Bring them to like maybe to the PC. Have them sit with the other what do you call it? With the other guys, the gals over there in NXT, and then they're waiting and they're thinking, am I going to be signed? And then some of them get signed and some of them don't. And the ones that don't get signed, they get a handshake and go, "Hey, thanks for coming, and we will have you in our mind and to bring on and sign you." And they'll be like, "Okay," and then just go and do their indie thing. Maybe even go to AEW or whoever, go to some other promotions, right? Because wasn't their time to be drafted. But you imagine the ones that weren't even signed, but there's a possibility, and then they get drafted to like a brand, and then you'll see a contract signing next week or something with them. They signed on the dotted line, boom. Maybe not even signed to a brand, but signed to WWE, and then later on they're gonna be, put something like that, something to where it's going to be like, damn, that's like, that's news. That's like, something like you're moving the needle. You're like doing something different. KO goes to SmackDown. Jay goes to damn Raw. Charlotte, she's gonna come back, but she's gonna go to Raw. She used to be on SmackDown. Who cares? If it's like brand to brand, it's just like we see them, especially people that watch Raw and SmackDown all the time. It's like there's no difference. Sometimes you forget who's specifically on what brand because it's just you just watch it. So if you're doing a whole thing of like brand to brand, okay, you got to do some major like stuff like these guys who go to other brands, they better do something. They better bring something with them that's gonna, shake the foundation of that brand, not just we'll send somebody over here, we'll send somebody over there, and then nothing happens with that. They're gonna draft people like in the past, like last year, and a lot of them don't even show up. Von Wagner's gone. Wasn't he drafted to I think Raw or something like that? Some of these other guys, and they're gone now, and they were drafted. Weren't they drafted? And then they're gone. Odyssey Jones, the same thing. Drafted. I don't even know if he's gone. I don't watch NXT. So is he still there or is he gone now? Do something to shake it up. For those of you thinking I'm always negative against AEW, it's because they do negative shit. They act amateurish most of the time. WWE makes their mistakes too, and I'm pointing it out with the draft. It's like, do something different. Stop with the damn brand to brand. Trade. Yes, you can trade. Make trade deadlines and stuff like that. Say we want this tag team and this, women's superstar. We want them to, and we'll give you two drafts. I mean, two drafts for next year, and we'll even trade one of ours for those guys, something like that. Like let's do something like that to shake it up. I'm not saying that for them to do it. They don't have to because who am I? I'm just making suggestions, as we all do. That people that content creators and put stuff out. It's like we want the product to be good, and we're not criticizing to be assholes, and we're not criticizing to be know-it-alls. It's just that in order for people to get better, in order for people to advance, they need to take criticism, and they need to know how to use it, and also to be able to what's the word, but apply it to making their product or whatever better. You honestly think that the people that manufacture cars, they just said, we want to do it our way. They have a team of people that will say, this will work, that won't work. How is it going to be in this day and age? Is it going to be a fit for, you know, for being on the road? Is it going to be a model, like the make and model of the car? It's just like, is it going to be, you know, make sense to be on the road? Will it work? This type of a model, is it going to be aerodynamic? I guess I don't know. I'm just shooting the thing, but I'm just saying, people need to know how to take criticism. That's another thing about AEW. They don't know how to do that. They think that we're talking shit to them, and we're like being mean to them because we're criticizing them. But it's just like a bunch of grown men, women in wrestling, and then like they can't take criticism. It's like, how are you going to get better? When you were in damn what do you call it, training, right? When you were beginning to be a wrestler and all that stuff, didn't you take criticism? Didn't you take advice? Don't do it this way, do it this way. Tuck it in when you do a damn flip. When you're doing what I mean? It's just like, and so when us, and I guess it's because of the fact that we're not part of the industry, so they kind of like, oh, what the fuck do you know? Stop telling us what to do. We're not telling you what to do. We're just saying, it'd be nice if you did it this way. It would make sense if you did it this way. You don't have to take our damn, criticism or our damn like suggestions. Think about it. Be like, you know what, this a bunch of people in the IWC are saying I'm doing this wrong. Go to somebody who's there, one of the trainers. Do you think I'm doing this wrong? Trainer will go like, okay, do it. Let me see. You know what you're doing? You're over rotating when you do your moonsault, or you're not landing flat. You got to make sure that when you do a moonsault, you got to make sure you're not falling on a person's face, man. Kind of make it to where you can land flush on a person's body. Cinch it in when you're doing the damn, when you're doing an arm wringer and you got the person's arm behind their back, and cinch it in a little bit. When you got somebody in a damn headlock, tighten the damn thing, man. Put them in there, and stuff like that. I mean, whatever that they need to do. It's just like, I've gotten better at my job because when people have told me what I'm doing wrong, I take that and I'm like going, okay, and I apply it, and I'm like going, okay, and I've gotten better. You have to be able to take criticism, man. Don't take it personal. That's the problem with TK. He takes shit personal. He goes on X and starts, shooting his damn, venom out and stuff. And I'm like, going, man, TK, you're a grown man. How old are you? In your 40s? And you act like a child? Like you can't take it? Even children know how to take criticism. It's just like, stop being childish. That goes for WWE. That goes for, because there's some there that do that too. They want to rant on Twitter and shit. But it's like, you just have to be able to just know what to take in and what to say. Thanks for the advice, but I got it here. This is how it is. That's how they have to do it. In order for you at least in order to get better. You can't just say brush it off and then keep doing what you're doing. Especially when people go, I hate how he does that because he's gonna get hurt. And someone goes, what do you know? I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Don't tell me what to do. Okay. 6 months later, a person breaks their neck or breaks their arm because they keep doing the same thing over again, or You're trying to say, hey, can you kind of tweak this a little bit, and then the person doesn't do it, and what happens? They end up getting fired from the company because his character ain't going over. He's not listening to people who mean well. And like I said, you don't have to listen to the people, but it's like I think that majority of the people out there have your best interests at heart. Fuck the damn toxic fans who want to say the shit that they say, and they're only doing it because they want to, fuck somebody up and fuck around with somebody's, life and everything. We've seen shit happen in the past where, you know, we've lost people to suicide and we lost people to damn other things and stuff like that just because you have people that just encourage them and push them on to do the drastic things that they've done. Yes, I'm not talking for Sunny. She's a damn a pariah, a damn parasite. What she did. Even in the past, Jay and Jimmy kept driving and get DUIs. They're better now because they haven't had one in what, a number of years now. You have all these people that are doing that shit. Hannah Kimura, God rest her soul. These people kept on her just because of a character she played in a reality show. And the producers didn't even do her any kind of favors. They didn't go out there and say, "Hey, she's just playing the character, guys. Ease off." A guy created 200 accounts just to bother her, just to, keep berating her. And she already had issues, mentally, I believe. And it's like, when it's like that, you can't, you know, control your emotions and stuff. And it's just like, you need people to be encouraging, and yet people are discouraging her. Meaning they're not discouraging her because that would be great. They discouraged her from doing what she eventually did, but it's just like they're just there, pretty much encouraging her to just get out of here. Leave life. We don't need you here no more. You're an evil person, even though it was a character. So stupid. It was a character that she played, and they did that. And I seen some of her. Clips of her wrestling, man, she was talented. She would have been in WWE, AEW. She would have been a star. And then look what happened. A young life snuffed out just because of the shit that happened to her and people just encouraging her to be like, yeah, we don't want you here no more. We don't care about you no more. You're an evil person, like I said. You're this and that. And then people are like, really? I guess I just have to tap out of life because these people don't care. Nobody cares about me. And then people do these take to the drastic thing, and they do their something that we wish they hadn't done, and we would have still had them around. But that's the thing, like I said, about even in the internet and the social media in general. You just got people out there that just don't have people's interest in their good interest at heart. It's just like they just don't care about somebody. If somebody's saying they're going to commit suicide, they're cheering them on. Go ahead. Why? Why in the fuck would you do that? Is your life that bad that you want someone else to have their life be bad too? I got my moments where life sucks, but it's like I'm not going to go out there and go kill yourself. I'm not going to say, hey, why don't you unalive yourself and why don't you just, do us a favor? We don't need your negativity. What, really? Encourage each other. Let's all encourage each other. Let's all be supportive. That's hard to say because of the fact that there are people out there that are just awful people, toxic people, But anyway, that's that. Another one of my rants toward the end. But you know where I'm coming from. And you know that everybody's been touched by that kind of a situation and dealing with people on social media and all that stuff. We just have to basically just let it roll off our back. Let's be strong, let's move forward and let's look for positivity. And let's not dwell on the negativity. It's kind of hard to do that. It's kind of hard to do. Sometimes I dwell on it, but then I try to, I got people in my life that support me, encourage me, going, hey, just let that shit just go over there. Let it slide off. Move forward, and I do. And that's why I ask of those of you who watch this video and those of you who subscribe to my channel to become a part of you know, of my channel and everything. And like I said, I noticed a continuous tick up of my subscribers, and I want to thank those of you who have. And please continue to watch my videos and show your support, because I would totally appreciate it. And as usual, not only the whole thing of subscribing, but let's click a like if you like the video and share it. Comment. You can comment anything you want. Questions, criticisms, critiques, stuff like that. Suggestions if you like. And also click the notification button as well. But anyway, I'm going to close this video out. Thank you very much for all of you who stopped by. Appreciate it. I really appreciate you as well. So, well, that's that. So, until next time, take care, and I will see you in my next video.